Good morning and happy Tuesday. Yes, it is Tuesday, the 19th. We have some mail. There are 4 orders to pick, and the CMFs are selling through. I had one person, well, technically 2 people who haven't responded on a full set, so I ended up just dumping out one because I've had lots of people ask about some of the ones I had already sold through. So I am back down to having no more Goliaths, no more Wolverines, no more Agathas, a couple others. And then a few of these in here are semi-spoken for. So basically just put them on Facebook Marketplace, and it's been a good response. Some local and some wanted stuff shipped to other states via the Lego buy-sell trade groups. So yeah, I'm happy with how the CMFs have gone. Way better with the Marvel ones than the Disney ones, but I think part of that's because the whole feeling process, which doesn't necessarily work out well for buyers, but it works out well for resellers. So I'm sorry if that is if that gets your graw, if you don't like that, but take that up with Lego because I will take advantage of being able to open up the boxes enough to be able to see, but not in a damaging way. And yeah, the Disney ones are still there. I still have some of the CMF 24 series. So let's mail call first. There's a problem. This is how I received one of them. So definitely got ran over by a forklift or something. You can see there's a few holes in here, but there's some kind of green. That might be a piece, or it might be wrapping. Hopefully it's wrapping. Help protect things a little bit more. Cover addresses. But yeah, it looks like something ran over it, perhaps. I mean, that's pretty intense. There's some shredding here. Also, someone else mentioned, why is there a red label? I don't know. It's harder to figure out. Yeah, so let's get this one open and see what that actually entails. Let's see. Left-handed or right-handed? Wish I had like a mount of some sort. I could take my thing off the webcam, but I kind of need that. Ooh. Here's an idea. Let's see. Dark. Here it is. Ta-da. Okay. Right. Of course, this is that way. So, like this. But this is a lot. Well, I opened up all the mail and then realized I wasn't recording, so that's fun. Probably better for you that I didn't have such a rambly on. Anyhow, got 3 orders in and have issues with all of them, so that's delightful. One order, I had legs for Green Goblin. They're good. Clone Trooper, always nice to get. Some pieces for some other figs. Always trying to get stuff for the Rebels and extra clone helmets. Then these 3 were listed as great condition, and all 3 of them have issues. Like this helmet's just like dirty all over the back of it. Yeah, something I would have definitely not put great condition for. Same thing on this one. That one's even worse. Get on camera. That's even worse. You can see that mark, but then like just the whole thing, there's just like a layer of something on it. And then the third guy, supposed to be the same one, has the wrong helmet. So issues with order 1. Order 2, I needed I went to the store for the golem arms. I have 2 golems and only 1 arm, so I need 3 more. Got those. They had rebel parts in as well, so got the rebel head and the torso. But I mean, this thing is got some nicks on the sides, some nicks on the bottom, things pretty scratched up, and then that arm has like a hole in it, a gash, something. Of course, I can't get the focus. So yeah, that's not great. I'm trying to get a refund for that. Head is good though. And then the last order, which I can't remember if it was another clip, but this is the one that came through in the package. Was a hole in it, a couple holes on this side. Yeah, it just looks like it got ran over by something. Issues here. So there's a little bit of green poking out there, and I was hoping that was just packaging. Nope. That was our green goblin head, and it is ruined now, unfortunately. Like, it's not just dirty. It's got like a whole scrape across the top of it. So that's sad. And then one of these, whichever one it was. Oh yeah, this one. It got the similar treatment there, right there, that highlight. Same thing, where it just got probably hit by a forklift or a truck or something, and then scraped across a concrete floor and just shredded that top of it. I want to give an example based off that Rebel Trooper one that I deemed unacceptable quality. There was no condition listed on it. I think they probably just consider it falls under the used. It's going to be used. It's not new. It's not perfect. But for these, I've listed as dulling / scratched / battleware. And you catch the light and catch it better. They're basically exactly how that torso was. Now this one's got a little bit of print on the edge. The other 2 print is fine, but they definitely are scratched. They definitely have battleware. Some dulling is what I'm calling that. That's what I would consider putting down for that kind of quality. So for example, see, this is order B. Same order, ordered, I have 3 of Ahem. All right, this order, I had at least, focus, 3 of these shields. Okay, this one I listed in good condition. Let's get a light. Good condition. Look at that. That's pretty darn good. Maybe a little tiny bit there in the bottom edge dulling, but you know, that's good condition. That's a used piece. It's not perfect. You flip it over, there's going to be imperfections, some dulling from time, that kind of stuff. That's good condition. Now, there were 2 of those in that drawer that I listed. The buyer picked one. The same buyer picked this one, which I have listed as the same as the other shields. Dulling, battle worn, print dulling, battleware. Yeah, that's not even that scratched. It's really just around the edges for that. You can tell it fits the description. Battleware. The buyer purposely selected to get one that was more damaged. It was marked down, respectively. So same with that Rebel torso. This is where I don't like just resorting to basics like used is used. I don't need to put a condition down for everything. You know, I'm not gonna put down a condition for every individual 1x2 brick, whatever. But minifigure stuff, you know, I have separate listings for stuff that's battle damaged versus stuff that's not. They're in separate drawers. Buyers can select one or the other and pick what they want. And in the case of this buyer, they're able to get the one they wanted. Same thing here. This is what we have. Dulling, scratching, battleware. I mean, that's not even that bad. Just a little bit of scratching. And hardly even. Good condition. You know, it's not what I would list as good condition, but that's, you know, that's pretty good. It might not be damaged enough for the buyer. Who knows? But my point being, that Rebel torso needed to have a condition note for all the scratches that it has and a gash in that arm.
Right, so this is awesome. This is how you do customer service. At least, you know, this works out great for me. So I took pictures, uploaded them to Imgur, whatever, and sent over those with just a rundown of what was wrong. I'm not worrying about the one that had the incorrect helmet, but the other two stormtroopers that were just like really dirty. I also found one of them had a cracked torso, so I was just like, so I messaged him with those details on the two of those, and he gets back with this, that he's going to offer me to refund them both upon return, that he'll pay for, or he'll refund one of them, and I just keep them both, which I think is very fair. Fair options there. I'm opting for the return. Both of them. I can't hold my arm still. Hoping for the return of both of them. I'm going to show his store because I appreciate it and give him a little shout out. But he gave good options to make it right, and I appreciate that a lot. So I'll be shipping him back because I think that'll be the cheapest thing for him, and then he'll be able to either resell them at whatever price he wants, kind of thing. Choose to salvage parts, whatever he wants to do. That's for him to decide now. For me, that they weren't in good enough condition for me to put in my store, and I don't like putting things that are heavily damaged unless they're very special. Like if it's a $20 fig and he's got a crack on the side, then there's I'm going to put that up and just note it. Anyhow, so he was very quick to get back and to make it right. I really appreciate that. Just wanted to shout out for him. The one with the Rebel torso also got back, and he said that he accidentally sent the wrong one, that he had two, and one was cracked and one was fine. So he's going to send out the correct one. The last seller did get back about the Green Goblin helmet, and they will be sending one out. So that's 3 out of 3, all taken care of their customers. So I appreciate it, and I will follow up when those other items get in.
Good. Good morning. It is Saturday, September 23rd. I got in yesterday's mail one of the replacements for one of those pieces that was scratched up. It's the Rebel torso. Well, do this on camera. To pull it out. I'm like, okay. I guess that's slightly better. What is that? Why? Why would you list that? Alright, well, I'm not even going to bother with trying to get this again. I don't know, a lot of work for a 75-cent piece or whatever this is. So yeah, probably just salvage the arms off this one because they're not actually gashed, and toss the torso piece itself. Like, oh my goodness. Why would you? Why?
Taking this one. Glow in the dark horse. 6 mariachi hats. Bunch of daggers. Gems. 2 wheelbarrows. Ball and chain. Love it. Mail call. And this time, this is the replacement for the Green Goblin helmet. And this is how it came. This is how it was pulled out of my mailbox. So let's see what we have inside. This is like, could you not tape it? I don't know. I don't want to disparage people who are trying to do this, but I mean, really. First time I open this one-handed. I see a part. No, I don't. There it is. Well, we have our parts. So, I guess it's okay in the end. But that's still like, oh, that could have been just another Green Goblin helmet lost in the wasteland somewhere. All right. Second mail call. Let's see. So I believe this is going to be. I had a few sets. I had some sets as a kid that were ones that I really remember. Ones that were either formative or when I look at them now, I think, wow, that's one I really remember playing with. So I made a wish list of several of them, and someone posted on the Facebook, I think the Brick Link Facebook group, that they just uploaded a bunch of vintage sets. So it's like, I'll just take a look. None of the sets that I have in mind are necessarily particularly expensive, and I don't care to get them new in the box or anything, and used is perfectly fine so long as they're not garbage quality. So they had a bunch of the ones on my wish list new in box, but they had one that was used. Watch, when I have all this buildup and it's not even what's in this box, but I think that's what it is. The Sea Sprint 9, yes, was one of the ones. What's this? Thank you for just a brick link packing stuff on the label, which feels expensive to do. But yeah, the Sea Sprint 9. Wait, I need to get like a permanent stand around here. All right. Yeah, Sea Sprint 9 is one of the ones that I remember having as a kid. I loved it. I just thought it was the coolest little set. It's super small, so it's easy to nostalgically reacquire. My parents were not particularly rich growing up, or at any point really. My parents are not particularly rich, so I didn't have things like the castles and other things that some people are like, oh yeah, I remember having the castle or whatever. I didn't have those. I had a few sets, like this one was on my wish list. The Pizzeria to Go was on there, but that's one that can actually claim a solid amount of money, so it's probably not going to happen. And I'm trying to think, the River Raiders or River Rapids, I think. It's like the pontoons on either side with the 8x8 modified grill plate in the center. I should get that Wow. Should get that stand that I used the other day. That would have been a lot smarter, wouldn't it? No copywritten music on this YouTube channel. All right. Let's see. I'm gonna have to look up some instructions. Star Trek Fleet Command on the side for those of you who happen to play. I still do, and this channel used to be all about videos for that, but I don't much care enough to make content for that anymore. It was... The game is fun, but it's unnecessarily complicated. Alright, that's not going to work that way. See Sprint 9 instructions. Brick instructions. Will this work? Okay, yeah, there we go. Live build. Okay, I certainly don't remember this. Oh, just kidding, it goes sideways. Okay. Parts of those. We've got 1x4, 1x2. Oh, you're not seeing either the instructions or the build, so that's not really helpful to you at all. This goes up front. All right. And these are discontinued, as I'm sure many of you will already know. They were discontinued because they're particularly fragile. So Lego replaced that style. And this one-handed is a unique experience. The things I do for you, my viewers. Ha! Got it. All right. That's right. The flippers go in the back. That was really loose. It's looser than I would like. But I'm not going. I mean, this isn't a play set. Until my 5-year-old sees it and she's like, "That guy I play." Wow, that made her sound like she was 3. She talks better than that. But she will see the set and she will want to play with it. Let's this one go? Front. It really is a simple little set, but my, does it hold nostalgic value for me. Can I get it with one hand? Did I? Did. Okay, good. So these, I think he can have in his suit and still sit. Yeah. All right. This is great. Good condition. I'll give a shout out to this store here in just a second. Let's put that on. Yeah, I mean, this was used condition, but parts feel, minus a couple of exceptions, feel pretty new. I also appreciate that they didn't take that apart. Where, as I said, the weakest part of the whole thing, so there's not less of a concern of it breaking or whatever. But yeah. Yep, there's a slice of childhood right there. Young Jordan sitting and playing with, sit up a little bit. Yeah, now he's centered. Young Jordan sitting and playing with his Lego. Now I just gotta find a spot. Let's see. Go here for now. There we go. Now, that part I said was weak. You are weak, Anakin. All right, there we are. Let's see. I'll set you down with your camera. All right, so we're going to reinforce this since it's mine now. It looks like it can take an axle. So just a 3-banger here. Again. Set. I need like a. All right. It's almost too much. That's too much. Let's see. There we go. This will work. Ooh, that's tight. About just a pin. Or a bar, I mean. Sure I have any bars in this drawer. Yeah, it's like there's an axle hole, but it's almost like it's not meant to take an axle because I can't really push one in. I don't want to force it on this set. Herm. Let's see. I don't see any bars in here at all. If we look in the black drawer. Shooby-dooby-doo. Sure, this is thrilling for you all. All right. This is. Oh God! Why is this not going in? That's what she said. All right. Well, that'll do. It's not ideal, but it's going to sit up on a shelf and look pretty from a distance. So I don't need it to be this perfect contraption. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. Where are we? Up here. There we go. Up on the shelf. And yes, there is fake Lego. Those are gifts from a friend, so I shall keep them. But the E.T., Akbar, and Woody are the fake. Tall neck I bought myself. The otter habitat my partner bought me because she knows I love otters. That was after I told her she bought it before I told her I had parked it out, like 15 of those sets. This tree I got for my birthday. The Fiat I bought myself. I think I mentioned that before. It's what I 3D modeled first. The Vespa I bought myself. It was for $10. It's a great little set. New York, Paris, and London, the 3 main cities of the miniature skylines that I've actually been to with my partner. So we wanted to have sets to commemorate those. All right, I think I'm going to repost about the CMFs, try to get some more of those to move, but you can see I'm pretty low on the Marvel ones, which is great. Those have moved way better than any of the Disney stuff, which is kind of surprising because I feel like the Marvel would have phased out by now, but probably because of the whole box situation, people wanted to get ones that didn't have to go fishing for. But yeah, I still have a ton of these Disney ones, which is annoying. I will probably try to sell them off faster or part out some. I'm not sure There's nothing like exceptionally part-outable. It's not like any of them have a specific piece that everyone really wants. Yeah, so who knows? We'll see. Yeah, but everything else is just kind of like organizing. I had to pick some parts from these drawers, and after doing that, I decided I hated how I put the stuff in the drawers. I tried to fit as much as I could in there, and that's not going to work. That's just a big giant mess. So, minifigure stuff. There to do as well. So we're going to see what I can get done. Dad's Brick Shop. This is the one that had the SkitzBricks 9 that I ordered. So you can see lots of great vintage sets. Let's see if he's got any of the others on my wish list. Just in case some others popped up used. Oh, yeah, like the weapons wagon. I mean, I can't pay that. I know it's probably worth that much just because it's so unique in the cloth. But no, I can't do that. Another one on my list for the Aqua Zone. But like I said, no. Can't do that. No inbox. Only the used stuff I can do. In case you're curious, if not, just skip ahead. The sets from childhood, which, hey, we can apply the order at the Brick Shop. Apply to list. Close. And that will then say that I have one of the SkitzBricks 9. But the other ones on the list, we have the backhoe. I remember, it was one of the very first sets I remember. The Deep Sea Predator, such a classic set. It's got the double opening hatches on it with a shark face in the front. Droid Fighter, I remember, was like the only Star Wars set my parents would let me have. Gas and Go Flyer, Hook and Ladder Truck, I barely remember having. Pizza to Go, definitely remember having that one. But I think most of us had Pizza to Go. It was such a cool set. River Runners, one I mentioned earlier. I remember playing that one in the bath a ton. Johnny Storm, I loved Johnny Storm as a kid. I just remember, I don't remember a specific set necessarily, but I remember I probably had this one just because it was simple, easy with the scorpions. I remember that cockpit piece for the truck car thing. Such a neat little vehicle. I always loved it. Steam Gray Explorer I showed in the weapons wagon. So those are the ones I've got. Not a lot, but those are like the sets I really remember from childhood. Then a lot of stuff I had otherwise I just built with bricks. I had Fort Legoredo, but I don't have the money for that, and there's nowhere to display that. My shelf is already what it is, so no Fort Legoredo. But yeah, so that's where I am as far as those sets go. So I am now not quite 10%, whatever percent this is. Refresh. 9%. 9% on my childhood sets, because there's 11 of them. So Green Goblin. Let's see, what's he go for? Used 60 to 70 bucks. That is nuts. That's what we got. So I'll take it. Let's see. Let's look at sellers in the United States. All right, Prince and Good. Crack in the left side. Crack in the left arm. Pristine condition, but head has slight fading where the green comes out. Mask will detach the figure as it is brand new. I bet he got the mouse from the same. Just Technic. Ah! I'll have to tag him and let him know that I showed him off in the video. Gold's faded. I bet you the mask was like a leak or something from a factory, because that seller I got it from has like 100 or so of them. So, of new condition. So I'm thinking the torso and the head were less common, the legs a little bit more common, but then the mask being really common, which is surprising because that seems like the most rare piece. But I guess they're all unique. Well, these are shared between, there's 2 goblins. The mask is different in each one. But yeah, so it looks like minor scratches, crack, really nice shape overall. It's about ink loss. Pristine is 81. Mine is not pristine. The face has just a little bit of fading all around. I had to replace an arm, so I think one arm is slightly loose. And I think that's what, a bite mark right on the very top of his forehead. So there's definitely some issues and defects, but I think I could probably get it around 50 to 60. Good morning. It is Monday, the 25th of September. We have 6 orders. I'm going to split it up into 2 batches. So I'm going to do these small item ones first. Then the other ones might have to wait till later. I don't have a ton of time at the moment, so I figured divide and conquer. Why is that so blurry? There we go. And I also figured out how to hide. I figured out there's a setting on Freedom to hide the usernames, or the actual like person names, the real names. So I took that off, and that way I don't have to blur it all like the last video. That was a pain to deal with, and I don't want to have people's information in my videos if I can avoid it at all, which I can. So we'll get this out. These look pretty small. What we got? I know it's gonna be a lot of figs, some fig parts. Nothing too complicated. Yep, pretty simple. And this one, they got a lot of stuff that was like BC grade kind of thing. I forget. There's something else in there that was just kind of like mint condition. So always nice when people want to intentionally get some of that stuff that's denoted as not as great condition. Get some of that moved in through the store. Fun little order going out here. Got these little racer pieces here. Not something that you see too often. Nice used heads. Got the jack-o'-lantern and the cute little devil trick-or-treater character, and then a couple new parts. So I like that. I like, you don't get to see those move too much, at least I don't. So that's pretty neat to me. Tell you what, Gungans, I sell them fast. I can almost never keep them in stock. Most of them aren't worth, more than a few dollars, but for some reason I always tend to sell them. So a lot of new parts there. Like that fin, and then this black long piece here. Got a torso up there. Mon Calamari. Forgive me if that's not the right race from Star Wars. Yeah, it's cool. It's funny. I don't keep them in stock for long. Good morning. It is Tuesday, September, whatever day it is on Tuesday. And I want to go over what I've been doing with these drawers. I'd mentioned this, had these overflow bags over there previously, and finally got a chance to downsort them, not downsort, but really to organize them in the way I had mentioned a video or two ago. So I've got overflow bags are now enumerated, and then within them they will have a letter number, whatever. You know what I got. A letter designator, and everything that's within these bags is now cataloged as that name. So the bigger things like the elephant is the overflow 4-2, and then the things that are within the separate bagging here are overflow 4-2-A. So I'll be able to know exactly where that is within these drawers. And then 4-3, and overflow 4 relates directly to this particular wide drawer. So overflow 4-3, A, and then I think there's just A in this bag. The bigger pieces are just this designated. So trying to get these a bit more organized. It's for these really large opera pieces, which honestly probably will end up I'll just selling as a
a group on eBay or something to help move them along, because they take up a lot of space and they're not necessarily worth a whole lot. Plates are always great. I get those a lot. I haven't done the plates yet, but I'll probably do later. It's not a huge deal because I know what's what right now. But as things get bigger and grow more, then that'll be needed to adjust. But I've been taking the stuff out of those drawers that I had here, the ones that were just really, I had stacked all the used ones into stacks like this, which looks great down there, but then someone buys the one that's at the bottom and you have to disrupt the entire process, and then restacking it all is just a joke. So I'm going to move away from that idea because that was not a great plan, and move towards those bags for bulk bricks and such. And I think that will be a better solution for all of that. That's the main thing now. I can put, this drawer had all of my 2x16 plates in it, the used ones, and it was completely stuffed. So those are now in overflow 4-2A. Trying to think if there's anything else right now. Oh, got through. I had, I think, 6 of these white boxes. I got through 3 of them and emptied them out. So just kind of collecting. This is all like Bionicle / buildable figurines, like the Star Wars buildable ones. And then a couple other, I'm sure there's like some of the stuff. I don't know Bionicle well enough to know if this is all Bionicle proper or if it's other lines that use the similar parts. A miscellaneous one. Let's see what's in there. Let's set this down somewhere. I have like no shelf space, no table space, nothing. Okay, well, it truly is miscellaneous. Like some Ninja Turtles, or no? This is a Scooby-Doo car. I know I have parts to Scooby-Doo. This is pretty sure an Elves set. So basically just breaking down what's in these boxes, filtering them into my sort categories. Slopes are down there. And then I need to go through bricks here pretty soon. I'm really debating about how to do these. Because it's fake. It's fine. I was going to just combine them all into one and sort through them, but then I pulled out like the purples and pinks, got them in these little stacks or whatever, and was like, okay, well I can just put those into the store and go. But if I want to have, since my store is smaller, if I want to have parts and pieces that are similar together, so bricks, 2x2 bricks are together with 2x2 bricks of different colors for the sake of space, then I probably still need to go back to my original plan and sort into categories rather than individual color sort out. So I will probably try to figure out how to commandeer each of these to be a different category and either make that to my future sort rather than the cups, or have like maybe cups within a drawer and something like that. I gotta figure that out because I need a way to sort used in a way that doesn't take up too much space, because I can't keep just like having little cups and then sort out a couple of cups. I need to have a better way to sort the used, because there is plenty of used to go. There's 2 totes here. There's a tote behind this tote back there. I've got 4 totes in the garage like I do. So there's a lot of used stuff. This is all priority though, because this is good this is clean. This is good condition. There's like a couple of pieces of hair, but that's it. The stuff in the garage is really nasty. I don't like sorting through. I have to wear gloves to sort through it because your hands get really smelly afterwards, which is pretty disgusting. The stuff from that bulk buy in these bins is dusty, but the stuff in these drawers, the same purchase, is all pretty sparkly clean. Like some of these things could pass as almost new, because they're just really good condition.
So I want to use those. Just want to say thank you for the order. A bunch of these little dishes from the Galaxy Explorers. Some CMF Series 22, I believe. Parts there. Some swords and shields. Pizza. Can't go wrong. One of these single clip saddles. Great order. Thanks a bunch. Getting ready to ship it out now. I wanted to show this off. I made 10 or so of these custom Kill Bill, the Bride minifigures. They were just, this was a torso and pants that were in a Ninjago set a while back. So I ordered several of them, put them together, and they sat for a long time. But finally on eBay, I have someone who purchased one. So I wanted to close out this video with a bit of a milestone, if you will. That whole stack of dollar store containers that had sets that I was going to try to build back together. I have gone through. Those are cleared out. That's just plates from the process that are extra because this thing filled up. But we got all these. Those are special parts that are, I'm going to specifically list first. The Vampire Mansion was in there. There's some TIE Fighter, some other stuff there. So lots of fun and unique sets. The Turtle, Pirates of the Caribbean, the Lighthouse one, I guess. This one. So these are instructions that I'll probably list. The Monster Fighters on Avengers Tower, and then the airport one. So I'll list those instructions specifically. There's more instructions in that white bag. I think there's a couple Hobbit sets, so I'll probably pull those out and list those with it. And one of these bins can be a good place for the instructions that are actually for sale. The bins might serve a good place to sort stuff into. So when I have plates and bricks and stuff like that, I can put them in one of these bins. Then when I fill it up, it gets sorted into the store. I'm probably going to do that because those drawers are really nice and big for being able to store stuff for sale. And then these will help to be able to be category drawers. The other thing knocked off my list after months of it being around, those white boxes are all here. So those are all there. The only one that's left is that Bionicle / Buildable Figs. Figured it's its own category, so I'll just leave that as is for now and not worry about that. I also cleared up that shelf here, and there's a spot under there where I had empty boxes that were going to be used for going inside of the poly bags. Some of those I broke down and put into a drawer. Some of those I ended up tossing in the recycle bin. Cleaned out this stuff a bit better. So I've got some like random things that I've got on eBay. There's some, I think, Mega Blocks or whatever heads. So, and then these are some phone cases that my wife wanted me to sell. So that's either eBay or Facebook Marketplace stuff. Then all of the envelopes are in here. And then down here is just either the packing material or box pieces that I've shown before in other videos, but I use those when I put anything in a poly mail. One thing I'm moving towards using these, I'll have to look back and see who it was that suggested it on the Discord. I want to say it's Shenandoah Bricks. I could be wrong on that. Forgive me. But the individual recommended using these particular ones. They're great for putting in a decent amount of parts or a few figs, and a label will wrap over. It'll go over the sides, but it hasn't been an issue for that individual. And I've shipped 2 or 3 of them already, and it hasn't been an issue so far. And then under there are the larger sized boxes, the ones that are the same size as these. So I've got all of those and those to go through for shipping out larger orders. Almost out of those boxes down there, the 7x5, probably 1 or 2 inch tall ones. So I'm gonna use, I got more there. Still gotta take trash out. So yeah, that's where we'll end this video. Thanks so much for watching. It was great to tick off several things off my ongoing rolling list of goodness. I think goals for the upcoming week are going to be get through this bucket. I already went through a lot. This was about halfway, even this morning. So I was able to go through a bunch of that, either list things or sort them. Like there's some tires and stuff in there I put in that tire drawer that's over there. Things like that. So trying to reduce the amount of extra stuff that's sitting around here. Then I need to figure out what I want to do because most of it is kind of just in bad shape. They're neat things. Yeah, but I don't think I have his other arm. It's hard to tell from the video, but he's just kind of scratched up and beat up. So I'm not sure how much I want to mess with it. Most of that stuff, like that transparent, it's hard to tell, but it's like basically foggy just from scratches. So I gotta figure out if I want to just kind of list it all in a big bulk amount, if I want to try to do anything special with that. I know there are some 1x2 sand green groove pieces that are part of. I finally put the plates in a their spot. If you know what that is, you know what that is. But those go for about $5 a piece. Those 1x2 slotted ones, because they're only showed up in 2 sets. Kudos if you know which 2 sets they are. Anywho, thanks a bunch for watching. Have yourselves a happy, hopefully this goes out on Wednesday. I keep saying this will be my last clip for this video, but there's always seems to be another thing to come. Anywho, I went through all of the instructions. There was a bunch that was in the white bag, and then those 2 boxes that were sitting here, those boxes that were up here, were sitting full of instructions for the longest time. Finally, I went through them all. These are what I'm saving. There's a stack here, here, and here, and there's some in that top bin. But all of the ones I am saving come to 50 different sets of instructions across 48. There's 2 of them there were 2 instructions for them. I am pricing everything perhaps on the higher end. For instance, this Vampire Castle I priced at 16 when the highest over 6 months was 15.73. So some of it might take a while to sell, and that's okay. I'm not in any rush. They can sit. But for everything, there's, like that one is $10. It's lower than that highest that's sold, but obviously well above the average. However, that's Ahsoka's shuttle from way back when, and there's not a whole lot left that are available. I'm higher than I knew, but I'm okay with that. They've sold a certain point, and it ultimately comes down to wish list, or if someone's looking for something specific. So if they're wanting that specific instructions, great, they can go buy it somewhere. If I'm hitting their wish list with other stuff too, then my store starts to look a lot better. All in comes to $178.50. So not too bad. Obviously, that's potential profit. There's the ultimate issue if I have to sell it for those asked prices. But yeah, that's where we're at for those. Seeming pretty good. And for real, y'all have a good one.